Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be doing like a bridal / bridesmaid wedding makeup look, but I'm not just going to be doing one, I'm going to be doing two, but they're not going to be two separate looks, they're going to be a transition of looks. So the two I've come up with, it could be bridesmaids, it could be bride, or it could just be wedding guests in general. So the first look is going to be very much a peachy toned, more natural glowy look. I mean, to be honest, wedding looks aren't that natural because you've got to bear in mind the photography and the flash and things like that, so it will be slightly heavier makeup than usual. But then I was going to show you how you can transition it into a more glamorous look. So you can either go for a natural look for your wedding look or a bit more glamorous. Yeah, so if you'd like to see how I achieve these two looks and a transition, then just keep watching. Okay, I'm going to start with primer because it's very important in order to keep your makeup going on well and for it to last a little bit longer throughout the day. So I'm taking my favourite Imite Makeup Diamond Heart Base Primer. This is a slightly illuminating one as well, and I'm just popping this. I don't take too much, because if you take too much then the makeup kind of slides on top, but just a bit, mainly on my T-zone because that's where I get most oily. Okay, now because like I said, even if you're going for a slightly more natural, softer look, your skin needs to look flawless, because in photographs, especially when they're using the flash, if you go for very light makeup, you're not going to see it in the photographs, it's going to make you look very washed out. So even if you want a more natural look, you're going to have to, especially the face makeup, you're going to have to go slightly heavier than you would do for day makeup. So I am going to do a bit of colour correcting. I'm going to take this, I'm using both these at MUA, Pro Base Prime and Conceal colour correctors, because they're the only ones I have at the moment, and they're very inexpensive, and you know what, they're actually very good. So I'm going to take the green shade first, and I'm just going to pop this on any red areas that I have. I don't have too much redness, luckily. A little bit around the nose and just a little bit on the cheeks, and then I'm just going to pop it on I have a couple of blemishes around the chin, so I'm just going to pop it on those areas. And then I'm going to take the orange shade, or the peachy shade, and pop this under my eyes to counteract any darkness I have. I do have a little bit here. Okay, then I'm going foundation. For me, I'm taking the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. This is a new one of mine. I think I've used it once in a video, but I got it for my birthday recently and love it. It's a medium to full coverage foundation. It's probably the most full coverage foundation I own. Mine's in the shade Porcelain. I just take a couple of pumps on the back of my hand like that. This is oil free as well, so particularly in my slightly oily areas, like I said, my T-zone, this is going to be slightly, have a more of a matte finish to the skin, which is going to help it last a little bit longer. I often like to, once I've used a brush to apply the foundation and buff it in as much as I can, I do like to go in with a sponge. This is a real tinky sponge, and I just find I can then blend out any potential lines the brush has left, because sometimes you can get brush marks, and it just helps further blend the foundation as well. I'm then going to go in concealer. I'm taking the Collection Last Infection Concealer. I take mine in the shade Fair. I put this under my eyes, my chin, make sure those blemishes are covered. I use it a little bit to highlight as well because it's quite nice. I always like to go in with my sponge because I just find it softer, especially around the eye area where it's slightly more thinner skin. It's just less pulling and dragging on the skin. Then I like to go in and set all those places I use concealer. I'm taking my Kiko Radiant Fusion Baked Powder 01, I will be setting the whole face later on. I'm going to add some cream contour in a minute, so I don't want to set the face yet, just the areas I applied concealer. Okay, moving on to the eyes, I'm going to take Colourpop's Super Shock Shadow in the shade Bill, which is a very, I'd say, neutral brown. Take a very small amount of this because for the slightly more daytime appropriate bridal look I want to go more on the peachy side, so I just want to take a little bit and just pop this into the crease just to define the crease slightly. And these are amazing eyeshadows, so creamy, so blendable. Then I'm going to go with my Kiko Infinity eyeshadow in the shade 204, which is a very lovely orangey shade. And I'm going to kind of pop this all over the lid. I'm then taking my Lily Lolo Smoke and Mirrors eye palette. I'm going to take in this very gorgeous peachy shimmery shade here. I'm going to pat this on the outer corner of my eye just to add some more peach there, make it really shimmery, very pretty, because that's what you want for a bridal look, a very pretty look. And you know what, I want to make it slightly heavier on the outer corners, so I'm going to go in with this brown shade here and pop this more on the outer corners just to, like I said, give it slightly more definition, a little bit smoky but nothing crazy. So it just creates more of a gradient look. Then for the inner sections of my eyes, I'm taking this Kiko Infinity eyeshadow in the shade 201, which is kind of like a creamy, shimmery shade, and just really pat this on the inner corners just to create a really pretty, shimmery eye look. I'm just bringing it right into the tear duct as well. I'm going to take that same shade and pop it along the brow bone as well. I'm then going to go with Kiko's Infinity Eyeshadow in 235, which is a very beautiful chocolatey brown, and kind of define the upper lash line a little bit, just ready for false eyelashes. So I'm going to pop it on there. I'm going to drag that same purple, I'm going to drag that same brown shade and just pop it along the lower lash line. I'm then going to go in with some mascara. I'm taking my Kiko Extra Sculpt mascara because it is my favourite. I'm going to give my lashes a couple of coats of this. Now you could leave the eyes like that, but I am going to go with some false lashes. I'm not going to go with anything particularly heavy because I think if it was me I wouldn't particularly want anything heavy, especially for this first day look. So the most probably prettiest ones I could find in my collection are limited edition, unfortunately, but I'm sure there are loads like it. I'm taking my Isla, like I said, limited edition Enchanted eyelashes in the style Adored. So these are a sweet and light lash with a wispy length for a gorgeously natural finish. Okay, and that is the lashes applied. So they're very delicate, still quite natural, but it just gives the lashes something, a little something extra. Moving on to the skin, for contouring using my Sleek Cream Contour Kit in the shade Light, I'm taking the darkest shade and contouring my entire face. I'm going to contour my cheekbones, around my forehead, around my jawline, and you know what, I am going to take it slightly down my nose as well. I'm then going to go ahead and blend that out. Okay, before I go in with the rest of my products for my face, because the rest are going to be powder, I am just going to quickly set my foundation and the cream products using that Kiko palette I used before, because this is a wedding, you want to make it last as long as possible, so powdering is always a good idea. And then going in with a bronzer, I'm taking my Lily Lolo Mineral Bronzer in Waikiki, which does have a slight shimmer to it, which I think is very pretty. She's just going to bronze up my skin a little bit. I'm then going to go in with some highlighter. Obviously I'm taking again the Lily Lolo Mineral Shimmer highlighter in Stardust, and just pop this on all the high points of my face. Down the bridge of my nose, and on my cupid's bow. I'm then going to go with some blusher. I'm taking the Kiko Colour Veil blush in 04, very pretty peachy toned blusher. For lips, I'm going for a very pretty nude lip. So first of all, to line my lips and slightly fill them in, I'm going to take my Sleek, this is the Twist Up Lip Pencil in 899 Macaroon or Macaron. So I'm going in with the Lily Lolo lipstick in so I'm going with the Lily Lolo lipstick in Rose Gold. It's a very pretty nude gold shimmery colour, and I'm just going to add a bit of gloss on top. So I'm taking the Lily Lolo Mineral Gloss in the shade, it's not on here but I believe it's the shade Peachy Keen, and just keep watching to see how I transition this into slightly more of a glamorous bridal wedding look. My very pretty, peachy, slightly more natural bridal slash bridesmaid look. Like I said, beautiful glowy skin, a slightly peachy shimmery eye, and a very beautiful nude lip. So if you prefer this kind of look, if you prefer more natural makeup look, this is be ideal for you. Or if you'd rather just something very simple and very pretty for the ceremony look, then again this is perfect for you. But if you'd like something more glamorous, or if you want to switch up ready for the evening to party. Okay, so now I'm going to just transform it into a slightly more of a glamorous slash evening party wedding type look. So for this, for the eyes, I'm literally going to smoke it out a bit more, add some greys, add some blacks, just really smoke out the outer part just to make it a bit more glamorous. Go back into my Lily Lolo Smoke and Mirrors eye palette, take this slightly grey shimmery shade and just really focus this on the outer sections of my eyes. I'm going to drag that same colour along the lower lash line. Then going to go in with the black colour and just further deepen out the outer sections just to really intensify it. Out. I'm just going to very slightly intensify the inner section, so I'm going to take my Lily Lolo Mineral Eyeshadow in Orchid and just pop this very much on the inner corners of my eyes just to make them further pop. Now in terms of lashes, you could go in with a separate different pair of lashes that is a bit more bolder, very darker, but I am, I'm trying to show you in a more of a transition way, I'm just going to add a couple more layers of mascara to the false lashes, to my natural lashes, just to make them slightly bolder. If you were doing this as more of a transition from the day to the evening, you could just touch up your concealer. I wouldn't recommend touching foundation just because that's when it starts to look a bit more cakey. But in the areas where you'd need it, just go in with a bit more concealer and just to touch up those areas. And just again, I like to use my sponge to blend everything out. If you do opt for the glamorous look, you're going to want to, for the more glamorous of the looks, you're going to want to deepen up the contour a bit more. So I'm going to take the Barry M Chisel Cheeks Contour Kit, taking the darker shade, and this will just really intensify the contour further, so it does look slightly more glamorous, and it will really help stand out in pictures. If you want to opt for the glamorous look, or if you're transitioning, you want to go in with a slightly heavier bronzer, I'm going to take the middle shade from that same Barry M contour kit and just bronze up the skin. Again, as we've been doing, I want to intensify things further. So for highlight, I'm taking the Goddess of Love highlighter in Goddess of Faith, and just as a slightly more intense highlight than the Lily Lolo one, which is perfect for the evening. And again, just go in with the exact same places and just further intensify the highlight. Ooh. So for lips, I'm going with a much deeper colour. I'm taking my Kiko Intensively Lavish lipstick. Mine's in the shade 05, which is quite a dark, reddy pink purple colour. I don't know how to describe it. I don't have a lip liner that matches, so I'm going to take a lip brush just to apply the lipstick. That way I can give a more precise lip application, and it just applies much nicer, I think, in general. Oh, what I will do is just remove the lipstick I've already got on. that is the slightly more glamorous bridal wedding look completed. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, subscribe if you're not, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching.